Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and welcome all of you back to my next The 5 list, which I'm all of you here on YouTube. And today's list will be relating to Wii U ports to the Nintendo Switch, of which I'm assuming if you are a Nintendo fan and have been paying attention to the Switch, you've noticed a lot of them have been ported, a lot of them have been brought over to the Nintendo Switch from Mario Kart 8 and Zelda Breath of the Wild, which was a co-release anyways. Now we have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, the Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. All these games have come. Hyrule Warriors, Rayman Legends. All these games have come to the Switch that were originally on the Wii U. But the thing is, there are still games on the Wii U that are missing from even remotely coming to the Switch. And I know a lot of people out there are against the idea of ports anymore, and they're getting tired of seeing them left, right, and center and everything about these Wii U games being ported to the Nintendo Switch. But the thing is, there are still major ones out there that have yet to be even included. And this list right here is the 5 I still think personally should be on the Switch, should be personally ported to the Switch. The 5 Wii U games that's still going to be ported to Switch. And this intro is went on long enough. I told you about the Wii U games that have already come to the Switch, and this is now going to be my list of 5 that I feel should still be ported to the Switch. And one game I know people probably want to see on the Switch from the Wii U would probably be Super Mario Maker. I'm not including it on this list because I personally think we just need a Super Mario Maker 2, a sequel, rather than, a port of it, so it adds more content and more games to it. Kind of like what they're doing with the Smash Brothers, which pretty much is going to be a new game anyways, and so on and so forth. And what they do with Splatoon, which is a new game instead of a port. So, without further ado, the 5 Wii U games that should still be ported to the Switch. And there's no pictures, no print-offs, no cards of names or everything. I'm doing this like I did some of my earlier ones, where I just tell you the name of the item on my list, and sorry about that. And I'm going to just go with that. The first one on my list is going to go to Xenoblade Chronicles X. So far, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the sequel to the original game from 2010/11, has come to the Switch, and it's a big new RPG game to the series with Rex and his friends saving the world, blah, blah, blah. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But Xenoblade Chronicles X came to the Wii U, and it was basically you create your own character, you team up with Elma and save the world, and blah, blah, and it's giant mechs named dolls, and really awesome action. You can also do multiplayer stuff online, which is kind of like semi-MMO-ish, even though it's not a full-fledged online game. You could do online missions with people and stuff like that. It felt more like a multiplayer-based, Xenoblade game, and it gave you the ability to create your own character. I do think, despite the fact that we already have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and we probably might get a Xenoblade Chronicles X2 on the Switch, and maybe eventually Xenoblade Chronicles 3. The series is pretty popular and still can keep going on. I do think the original Xenoblade Chronicles X deserves more love in that type of game with a big online component in it. Maybe you can add some more DLC missions, more content, fix that stupid censorship that the American version and outside Japan versions, Western versions got, and stuff like that, and try to, add all the content that really should be in the game, and add new content, more stuff to do, maybe more customization options, more weapons and armor and stuff like that. Just give us an upgraded version of the game so that people that never got to experience it on the Wii U can now experience basically a multiplayer-based Xenoblade game, which, like, the X series is more multiplayer-based, while the normal series is more like a single-player RPG. And I think both can coexist at the same time, and I do think bringing that back and letting fans that never experienced the original on the Wii U experience it, and then continue that with a sequel and whatnot on the Wii U as well. That's my first game, Xenoblade Chronicles X, so you can continue the push for Xenoblade Chronicles, because, quite frankly, that series is getting quite popular, and it's one of Nintendo's biggest franchises within the last, 6 years, so I'm assuming they're going to continue putting it forward, and an easy thing to kind of get the X series onto the Switch before you make a sequel or make a second game of it is a port. That's my first one. My second one is going to go to Pikmin 3. And I know Pikmin 4 has been rumored for I don't know how long, since even before the Switch was even announced as NX and whatnot. There was a rumor that there was a 4th Pikmin game coming out. But I think Pikmin 3 is from a franchise, obviously it's been around since 2001, since the GameCube, and it is a franchise that deserves more love from Nintendo. And I do think, sorry, I think the phone's sliding down there. I do think it deserves more love. It's like a real-time strategy type game you play as Olimar or Elf or one of the heroes going around controlling Pikmin, picking them up, and having them do like strategy elements to survival tactic. You have to beat the game in a certain number of days or something. Cool characters, interesting world, a unique, different Nintendo franchise, and I do think Pikmin 3 needs more love, so that can kind of entice. It'll be probably like a smaller game, like a more, I wouldn't say budget, because obviously they've been bringing these games over as like $40+ games. It probably would be more, probably be about $40 at least. But it would be a big IP semi from them. It's not like a big IP from at least the Wii U that they are rumors about, like I said, Pikmin 4, and you can advertise that and bring the franchise to fans that never got to experience it with 3, and maybe if you can throw 1 and 2 in there with it and make a big giant combo pack, that'd be even better, because then you get all 3 games and more bang for your buck. But just Pikmin 3 alone, it was a really good game on the Wii U, and I do think more people need to experience it. It's a fun RTS-style game, and for those of you that never got to experience a Pikmin game, it's a good entry in the series, and quite frankly, it'd be easy to throw that on Switch and get people hyped for Smash Bros. I was about to say Smash Bros. There. For Pikmin 4! That's my second one. My third one is going to go to the Wonderful 101 from Platinum Games. Superheroes, team up strategy. It was kind of like a real-time strategy in like itself as well. You play as like Wonder Red, you get Wonder Blue, Wonder Yellow, and all that stuff. These heroes saving the world, and you kind of control them and bring this giant 101-person team together and save the world. And it's kind of like an action-adventure game mixed with some sort of strategy. Real-time, like, controlling people's elements, but it's like just, Platinum Games, if you played, like, like Bayonetta or something like that, these phones keep sliding down. Jeez. But if you played stuff like Bayonetta, just a less mature version of that, just crazy, wacky antics. If you played freaking anything from, that was made by the creator of, freaking Bayonetta, like Devil May Cry, which he started, and Okami and whatnot, you pretty much got this crazy action-oriented game, and I think that is a third-party game that should be coming to the Switch. More people should experience it, and it has such cool characters and a cool world and a cool story. It's just unique and different. It deserves more love, and I do believe it's one of the third-party ones from the Switch that should accompany stuff like Rayman, and Lego City Stories. And it's a third-party game from the Switch that deserves more love. It's so unique and different and stands out, and it kind of sucks that it didn't do so well. But give it a second opportunity, it probably would do wonders because the Switch is selling bucket loads. My fourth one on this list is going to be cheating. I'm sorry. It's dual entries, and it's the HD Zelda games the remastered Zelda games on the Wii U. Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. I have to include both of them together. I'm not going to double down, like take away a spot for another game. So just HD Zelda remaster versions, because they're big name Zelda games from the GameCube and the GameCube/Wii, and a lot of people were clamoring to see those games updated, and they look so beautiful. They look so great. They looked so nice on the Wii U. And take that portability with you now, and people could play those games on the go. 2 big Zelda RPGs, well, they are technically RPGs, but Zelda big adventure games. It would be pretty freaking awesome to see those games on the go, and I really would like to see, eventually I think they're going to probably do like a Skyward Sword HD, so to accompany that, bring back the 2 that you did on like the Wii U, because people love those games. Those are 2 probably most popular Zelda games of all time. For me, at least, like Wind Waker is probably my favorite, or in the top 3. I'm not the biggest fan of Twilight Princess, but there's a lot of Zelda fans out there that are big fans of Twilight Princess, and it deserves the same recognition as getting its HD version on the Switch, just like Wind Waker should as well, to accompany the eventual, likely Skyward Sword HD. And that is my 4th one, even though technically it's 5, but I cheated, so it's my list. I've said this multiple times, dual spots. I really don't care, but Zelda, you have to have both of them. And the 5th one goes to a Nintendo collaboration with Atlus and Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. One of the most interesting RPGs I played in recent memory. And if you're a fan of Atlus RPGs like Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, this is basically take the Fire Emblem cast and throw it into like a Shin Megami Tensei Persona type world, even though it doesn't really have the characters necessarily from Fire Emblem. They're all like your summons, they're all like your mirages, like your Chroms and your Tharjas and your Sheetas and Tikis are all basically these mirages that you can summon for your attacks, and they're like these if you play Persona, you freaking know that these people get like giant, these demonic Persona monsters that you can summon and help you. That's basically what it is. These high school, pretty much oriented kids from Japan that become idols and use these powers to save the world from different demonic evil monsters trying to take over television or whatnot. It's an awesome game. It has challenge to it. If you play the Shin Megami Tensei RPG, they can get really challenging with all their status effects and all their crap. It has cool characters and a cool world. And I thought it was a cool game, and it deserves more love. I mean, I understand that a lot of it fell into the same category of like Xenoblade Chronicles X and Fire Emblem Fates, where North America and Nintendo of America kind of censored the game like hell. But I thought it was still a freaking good game and a freaking good RPG. And if you're a fan of RPGs, especially Atlas RPGs like Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, this game deserves a second chance for people to appreciate it. So we can kind of get a sequel because the story is so good, you want to see more of it. And I liked it a lot, and I know some people didn't like it, and they didn't like the censorship in it because they thought it was unnecessary censorship, just like Xenoblade Chronicles X, Fire Emblem Fates, a lot of the other crap in recent years that Nintendo of America has done. But regardless if it's censored or not, the game was still freaking good, and I don't think it really took too much away from it, just like it really didn't take too much away from, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Maybe a little bit from Fire Emblem. That censorship get in the way a bit. But, it still was a good game as it was, and if they give us the version that's not censored or version that is censored, as long as it's on the go, it's an awesome RPG you can take with you. It might be the next best thing we get because we might not see a Persona game on the system, although we are getting that Shin Megami Tensei 5. Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE should get ported to the system so it gets more love and gives us a sequel because it's a freaking damn good game and it deserves more love, especially for all your RPG fans out there. And that is my 5 Wii U games that still should be ported to the Switch. Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Pikmin 3, The Wonderful 101, and the cheating choice, dual choice of the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. At 6 and 5, I had to include both Zelda games. Hope you guys like this list. Put in the comment section what you guys think. Do you guys think all these games should come to the Switch? And what other Wii U games that might not have been ported over yet do you think might be good choices to have ported over? In the comment section, we discuss it down there. My name is Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. See you all later. Bye.